You have already marked in your grain line going down, and you've marked in your horizontal. Right? Your horizontal is just a visual now to ensure that your fabric is lying nice and flat, so you don't pull it and you don't, you know, out of the weft position. All right, so that's what we're just going to use that for. Now then, you can fold that under, as I did on the front. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually leave it as it is. So there's two different ways of doing this. When you do it, just pull it up and make sure you've cleared, again, your side neck point. You've got enough at the top there. Okay. I think I'll just do it this way and just show you. I think it's a little bit trickier doing it this way, getting that line matched up, but see how you go on. So let's start at the top. So I'm matching now that grain line I've already drawn in with my centre back. So let's have a point on there, follow it down underneath, and we'll just put another one on there. So it's the same process as you did with the front. Again, don't pull, don't push, just very gently let it go where it wants to go. Put your pin in, up. That's a rubbish pin, isn't it? Try this again. Up, down. This doesn't want to go, this back seam, does it? Follow that down. You've got a definite shoulder definition here, shoulder blade definition. So we're going to create a dart on the shoulder to create a bit of fullness for that shoulder blade. Okay, so I'll take that all the way down to the waist. Okay. Alright, so you've got your back on there. Now it's exactly the same process as the front, in that you've got to take your neck round again, cutting in the neck edge, out of the way, and move it round. Just put a little pin, just keep it in place, move it around. To that side neck point, and you should hit the front. So I'm just going to release that, see if there's any more. And this is where when you're small like me, it's difficult to look on top, so just make sure your mannequin's as far down as it can go. Unfortunately, that's the lowest for me. I'm just going to pop that in there. So I've got my back now and my front. It's anchored at your side neck point. Okay, so this line, take it horizontal, you're moving it round to your side seam, and you're hitting your side seam. We have got a little bit of extra fullness in there, which I will take out in the dart. And you can see we've got extra fullness there, which I'm going to move up onto that shoulder dart there. So move it around. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to move that. This is where sometimes you need to stand back and just look at that line. Try not to work too much on top of it. And we'll get the side seam and we'll put a pin in. Just keep it in place. Alright. I think on this one what I'm going to do, let's work on the, I'm actually going to work on the bottom I think this time. I don't think there's any, you can move it around that way, but I want to clear this out of the way first, define this area so I can work on that up there, because there's quite a little bit of fullness still that I've got around that area. So, because I've anchored that point in there, it will just let me take the fabric, the calico, down straight. Okay, so leave it where it wants to go, put a pin in the bottom, because what that's doing then is it's giving you all that extra that you need to get rid of in the dart in the back. And for this one, she's quite narrow. And really I want it to finish roughly about there. It's looking to me as if I'm going to have to put 2 darts in here. That's what I'm feeling it wants to do. You might get away with 1, but if I put it all in one, it's going to drag over too much. So this one, it wants to do this. Okay. So this is up to you now, whether you put all of it into that back dart, but you need to have a look how it's actually disperses that fabric. And that is the beauty, remember, of modelling. It's how you use the fabric and where the fabric wants to go. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 in there. And this one, if you pinch it at the bottom, you can move it to where you finish it off to a certain extent. And I'm quite happy with that. It's nice and flat there. I think what you could do as well, actually, you could release that one. No, it doesn't want to. It wants to stay straight. What you could have done on this is take out on the back as well, you know, shape that. That's another way of doing it. I think on this one, let's just leave it at having 2 darts in here. I'm going to leave that to there. And this one, take it up to there and let it go. And put a little bit, it's got a little bit of ease in there. I don't want to take it all. So it's quite interesting when you all do them and we have a look at all the different ways people have approached their modelling, because they will all be slightly different. Not too different, slightly different. Okay, so I've kept my centre back line the same way as the grain line, and I've put in 2 darts there. That's another one in. Let's close that up. Okay, now let's take that extra fullness into the shoulder. It's only a little dart, this one. But there is still a little bit in there. And it's usually about just over a centimetre and a half. And that is what I'm actually pinching out there on the shoulder. So it is only a tiny one, but it is still needed, because that now is given that fullness into the shoulder blade area. So I just stick a pin onto there. And put a pin in where I want it to finish. That's my back shoulder dart now. Okay, so that's really the back. And you do the same process as the front. You get your soft pencil, and you would now draw in your shoulder line, matching the one that you've drawn. I'm trying to look here. It's being so small. And not forgetting to draw all your darts in. As you did on the front. what I didn't do with the hem. I needed to cut up there. This doesn't look as if it's pulling as much as the front. I think we'll find it'll probably splay out a little bit here. Okay, let those go as well. And then if you need to, and I do, I'm going to go back to that dart and I'm just going to pull that in a little bit more. That's the reason you do the hem, really. You're releasing it in case you need to take some more out of the darts. And I didn't with that one because that's not going anywhere. Whereas that one is opening up because that's the shape of the mannequin there. It's opened up there. So I've had to just take a little bit more in that dart of the hem. And continue. Don't forget to draw your lines in. And you're matching that up on the side too. Because as soon as you take it off, it's gone. So just remember. Put your side seam there. It should match the front. Darts in. Finish that one off. Yeah. Finish that off. Okay. And then the armhole. Matching it up with the front. And you follow the mannequin around. The squeaky mannequin around. Taking it round to there, and you're matching it round. Okay, so that's your back. Exactly the same process as the front, it's just that your darts dispersed slightly different areas. Okay, check that you've got everything on. Cut off the surplus with a nice sharp pair of scissors. Just to clear it up. I'm not going to cut right on the dotted line. And again, whichever way you move your dart on the shoulder will give you that shaping as well. Okay, so that's nice, cleaned up. I'm quite happy with that now. So I would take your toile off now, model toile, off the mannequin, all the pins out, onto paper, and you would trace over that and copy it, remembering to add your seam allowances. Okay.